What's up everyone? I'm gonna be reviewing a highly requested video. I worked out like David Goggins for 100 days.
Losing weight is easy. At least that's what my doctor told me. He also told me I'm obese and pre-diabetic. I thought the doctor was supposed to help me, not just roast me. Apparently, I gained over 30 pounds of pure fat over the past 2 years for no apparent reason. But it's time to get my life back on track. So for the next 100 days, I'm going to do the hardest workout I've ever heard of to see how much weight...
Man, that's just so dumb because all that you could do is simply change your diet. How do you get fat, overweight? Through diet. Is there something else? No. You can argue about medications, but even if you take medications, if you don't eat food, you lose weight. So it's always food in the first place anyway, no matter what else you want to blame. So how do you lose weight then? Well, you change your diet, that's it. You gain weight through food and you lose weight through food.
We can lose. We're going to do the exact daily workout of what people consider
one of the toughest men on the planet.
No, one of the stupidest men on the planet.
And his name is David Goggins, ex-Navy SEAL, Army Ranger, ultra-endurance athlete who runs marathons.
Yeah, exactly, he was in the army. That's it. End the video right here. If somebody was in the army, they are completely brainwashed. They would die for other people, some rich people who pay them to go to a war against people they don't know. Yeah, to go and kill random people, that's it. So that's it, end the video right here, because why would you take advice from somebody like that? They clearly have no idea what they are doing in their life. It's pure depression, slavery.
Marathons for his warm-ups. He's literally the toughest man I've ever heard of. Apparently his daily workout is cardio.
Nowhere under 12 miles. And I'm in the gym.
How long's the gym session?
45 to an hour and a half.
My goal is to be considered a tough man like David Goggins, because right now, the hardest thing I do on a daily basis...
Yeah, and it's horrible that men like that are seen as tough today. Crazy.
...is getting out of bed. I guess it's more realistic if I say this is my dream rather than an obtainable goal. But I guess this is our reality for the next 100 days.
We need to rest.
Let's see how long I go this time.
This is the first night, 5 a.m. I really don't want to do this. I almost didn't get up.
I snoozed all my alarms except the last one.
But day one, let's get it.
Before we start, here's my day one stats. 184.1 pounds, a 38-inch waist, and 27% body fat. And with the motivation to finally lose weight, we started our run.
We have 12 miles to run.
Man, it would be so super easy. You could just chill all day, play video games, and just eat raw meat. That's it. You eat what you're naturally supposed to eat, and you lose the weight. Maybe eat leaner cuts, yeah. At most, do some intermittent fasting. I don't recommend starving yourself, but at most, for sure I would not do exercise.
Our run started off really strong.
I ran 10 minutes straight without stopping. That's crazy.
Look how motivated I am. So cute. I just have to do this 11 more times. The next few hours is all a blur to me. At mile 2, I almost vomited. At mile 4, I clocked my fastest mile, a 12:08. I think it's because I was running by a bunch of fast food restaurants.
Oh, that looks...
Man, the United States is so messed up with all of the fast food restaurants everywhere. And you just run past them all the time and they just want to pull you in. Crazy. When you look at the ingredients and the garbage in there, it's no wonder that it's one of the unhealthiest populations on earth.
So good.
But by mile 8,
Shit. I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm literally dying. I don't know how much further.
Yeah, because it feels horrible, because your body is in a fight or flight situation. It's super stressful. All that you're gonna get out of this in the end, even if you do lose body fat, is dark eye circles.
we somehow finished our run, but I couldn't even make it inside the house. I was sitting in front of my house for 20 minutes until I was able to get up again.
Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do.
By this point, you might be saying, David, how are you going to do this for 100 days?
I don't know how I'm gonna do this, let alone one more day.
If I'm going to survive this for the next 100 days, let me introduce you to my secret weapon. Massage gun, protein powder, and the greatest recovery item, a Home Depot bucket. I heard ice plunges help.
Oh, I think I frostbite. Oh, that feels so good.
I was enjoying this so much, I forgot I had one more workout to do to finish day one. You see this man's face? He's in pure misery. I found out I could do 0 pull-ups, but I can do 11 push-ups, which is one more than I thought I could do. So I give myself a...
Yeah, you're in pure misery also because you probably eat a garbage diet, which makes you feel bad, obviously. And then you try to do something stressful, which also partly requires higher testosterone, which you don't have. And obviously, there's nothing in your body that wants to do this.
+1 for today on being a tough man like David Goggins. In fact, my girlfriend Emily told me I should give myself a +1 for every day I survive. At least I think that's what she said, but that's a good idea. By day 100, I'll either be as tough as David Goggins or be in the hospital.
He eats a salad with, what was there, seeds or something? That makes no sense for what you're doing. You need to be eating a lot of meat.
Bed. But that's pretty much day 1. I rested for the rest of the day, hoping that things couldn't get any worse. The great thing is I probably had the best sleep of my life.
It's 5 a.m. Time for another 12 miles.
But the bad news? My joints are really sore. My workouts took even longer than yesterday.
Yeah, because you need to take a break, man. If you want to do something stupid like this, which is torture, then you need very long rest days, at least like 3-4 in between.
By a whole hour, as well as the next day and the next day. But on day 5, as I weighed myself, I realized I already lost 6 pounds, over a pound a day. And I felt pretty tough already, especially after seeing the numbers drop day after day. On day 8, I hit my fastest run yet. But starting at mile 9,
I think I have something wrong with the back of my ankle area.
This kind of way of losing weight, as in fat, is just so stupid because all that you're doing is burning more energy, calories, and that's why your body consumes its own body fat. What's good about that? You're just stressing yourself, and the stress makes you eat yourself. Or you could just change your diet and lose the weight that way. Plus, you would have a much higher testosterone and you would be biochemically much more healthy if you would do that. To be fair, not being able to do any push-ups, pull-ups, not that you should be doing that naturally, but a normal man from some natural tribe would be able to do it. That you can't do that at all, that's weird, yeah. That's alarming anyway. So he is weak in general.
Yeah, it feels like my entire right leg all around has shin splints, even in the back.
After another mile, my leg was in the worst pain it's been in. I could barely walk. My ankle's so swollen. All I could think is that this challenge...
Man, think about it. You're running on pavement, concrete. Where do you find it in nature? Where do you see humans run at all? Even in the documentaries about African tribes, if you want to take them seriously, a lot of them are acted also partly, and it's not even really natural tribes, but let's just say that you do take them seriously. Look at them. They usually walk anyway if they go after an animal. Yeah, there's people out there who claim that they run after animals for hours. Nonsense. Look at any of them. They actually just walk most of the time. And because they have to actually walk for hours after an animal already shows what horrible hunters they are. Good hunters, they get an animal within 5-10 minutes, not hours. So these are bad people to look up to anyway. But even if you do want to, for whatever reason, they walk, they don't run. And if they run, then they sprint. They get the weapon, they sprint, and then they throw. Seeing as humans are throwers, that's how we hunt. And we lay traps, and we hunt with our brain. We are more clever than these animals that we hunt. We don't run for no reason. And even if, then it's on grass, sand, not on pavement. This is not good for your joints. Everything that you're doing is horrible.
...is over. I was only able to finish 7 days. It's kind of depressing. The only thing that cheered me up was a cheat meal. This was honestly the most pathetic I felt in a while. I couldn't even commit to this for more than a week. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because this is how I lived my life until now. But while I was eating my Chick-fil-A meal, I saw this David Goggins video.
So a lot of you don't like to run. That got taken away from you for a few months. But who cares? When the obstacle gets in front of you, don't let it stop you. Don't let it deter you. Navigate around it. Life will not always be 7.
David Goggins has pain and then he works out even more. He hates himself. It's purely self-destruction. It's like any drug addicts out there, anybody who does anything that's harmful for themselves. That's what he promotes. Nobody you should look up to. A horrible human. The worst role model probably maybe ever. It's possible. Just a horrible influence on human beings. Essentially, you should do the opposite of what he promotes. He's really one of the worst people ever.
But it was today. Maybe that's a sign. By this point, I'd usually give up by now. Feel sorry
What was that? Just geoengineering? What sun was there?
for myself, but we're on the mission to be as tough as David Goggins. So that day, I made a commitment to myself. No matter what, I'll do the David Goggins workout every...
If you have pain and you still go and do what causes the pain, the torture, then you're not tough, you're literally dumb.
Every day, even if I can't walk or move anymore. I will become as tough as David Goggins.
Okay, let's go look up the definition of tough. Able to endure hardship or pain. Yeah, that's essentially what it's about, to withstand bad conditions. Yeah, but these are conditions that you naturally do not want as a human. I think that this is what he doesn't understand. A tough human would be one, in this case, who's adapted to running, swimming, weightlifting, doing whatever, but it's not something that you naturally want. You don't want this stress. A human being in nature would be tough if he would withstand some kind of storm. There would be no animals around, but he would still find a way to get meat for the family. Something along those lines. Not any of this, because humans don't even do any of this naturally.
I forced myself to swim the next few days, but while I let my body recover fully this
Forced himself. It's all about that, because you're just forcing yourself, because you hate it.
time, let's take a meal break. I put myself on a strict diet. That meant no more cheat meals,
Did you see the broccoli animation?
no junk food, no sodas. I started counting every calorie, 1,500 calories a day. For breakfast, I'd usually have some yogurt and fruit, a fruit smoothie, or a vegetable omelet.
A vegetable omelet? Why vegetable? An omelet would be good. Raw eggs would be even better, but why something like that? Why the vegetables? Toxic plants, man-made, they don't even exist in nature, full of pesticides. What's the point? To destroy your gut? To get IBS? To be malnourished? Seeing as vegetables are the least nutritious foods on earth? What's the point?
It's not terrible. If I ranked breakfast, it would be a B on the tier list. For lunch, I didn't know how to portion, so I found this diagram online.
What's up with this guy? Oh my god, he's so ignorant. Vegetables? No vegetables ever. Never eat vegetables. Protein? You mean meat. That's good. Should be basically the whole plate. Wait. Wow. Oh wow. 1/2 of the whole plate is vegetables. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's so dumb. And starch. No, why do you need starch? That's sugar. Then eat fruits.
Is basically what I followed to stay around 500 calories for this meal. It's definitely better than breakfast, but I was usually hungry after this meal still.
Man, you're never gonna regain your vitality if this is what you eat. The whole meal is garbage. Even the meat is super overcooked. This guy needs a lot of raw liver.
So I give it an A. Dinner is my main meal, full of protein. Easily my favorite meal, as I'd eat most of my calories.
Yeah, okay, but the meat has carcinogens on it. Hey, it's good that he eats meat at least, but still. That's what you see, the brown and black stuff, especially on the right. Jesus, that's black as hell. And then, of course, the nutrients all drip down. The minerals, the vitamins, bye-bye. They all are gone. The heat destroys them. So you're left with probably like 30% of what used to be in the meat.
Here. This meal had to make me somewhat full, because I usually have
Okay, the yolk was kind of runny.
insane cravings at night. Oh, and I usually have a banana before
Okay, that was funny.
for my runs. I give that a D. I finally recovered on day 20 and I joined a run club. Let's just say I was getting a little lonely working out by myself, but it was the greatest decision because on
Yeah, because you keep each other motivated, but you're all dumb for doing this anyway.
the run I heard. Let's slow that down.
Who's gonna get the phone? We are.
It felt so good someone finally noticing my hard effort. I guess I am becoming like David Goggins.
I'm the best thing that has ever happened to you. The way my hands feel on your body, we were dancing in the dark. With every move I
Everyone left
Okay, yeah, the guy is pretty funny. I'll give it to him.
me. I'm too slow. Let's be real. I'm too slow to be considered an Asian Goggins. If I want to be considered an Asian Goggins, I have to work even harder. And the first step to do that? I signed up for my first race. This is the distance of a typical marathon. In Los Angeles, it goes from one side of the city to the other. Anything above this is called an ultramarathon. This is what David Goggins is known for. The distance sometimes goes from one state or country to another. I signed up for the smallest ultramarathon I could do, a 31.1 mile race. Because, you know, I gotta start somewhere.
It's 104 degrees right now. And the speed, this run is gonna go throughout the night.
30 days of running and now an ultramarathon.
I'm pretty positive my toenail came off.
So how was the race?
Well, the race? It was one of the greatest feelings I've ever had.
You should be so proud.
Oh my god, she said that she's proud for running for no reason, aging your body, stressing it.
This is definitely one of the toughest things I've done so far. But I am pretty damn happy when it first started.
Well, you're not happy. Say anything you want. You're the opposite of happy right now.
I barely even survived doing 5-6 miles.
A happy human being is not somebody who cannot breathe, who's saying, I'm so happy. Yeah, this is how a happy human being looks like. Come on, man. Say whatever you want to. Don't lie. Not to us, the audience. Don't lie to yourself. Just admit it. I feel horrible. I can hardly breathe. I don't want to do this. I'm the opposite of happy. I'm super depressed and sad that I'm doing this. Yeah, that would be at least honest.
I never imagined my body can just keep going and pushing like this.
We finished 1 month of this challenge. My waist is now 32.5 inches from 38 inches, and my weight is 163.9 pounds, 20 less pounds than day one. I'm almost a third of the way there, and when I weighed myself the next day, I weighed more than the day before. I gained weight after running 30
There's also water weight. Chill, man.
miles? Huh? Is this what people call the plateau? A plateau is when weight loss stops even when you diet and exercise.
Well, yeah, you have a natural body weight. It means that your body wants to stay at this weight, meaning that the more you exercise, the more you will eat. You'll probably not even notice that you want to eat more, but you will. And that's why you will stay the same weight.
I guess that makes sense because there's just one quote I always hear. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. For the next few days, I started gaining more weight. No matter how much I dieted or worked out, at this rate, I'm going to be fat.
Well, it depends. You could also gain some muscle mass, but it's probably mostly the diet.
Again. So maybe I'm not working out hard enough. Maybe I have to do more. I weighed myself one last time.
Man, you're not making any sense. At the end of the day, it's all about how much food you eat and how much you exercise. Not that you need to. I'm just talking about what he's doing right now. That's it. If you're exercising a lot, but you gain weight, then you're eating too much food. You're eating way too many carbohydrates and nonsense vegetables also. Just leave that out completely. Switch to eating mostly fat and meat and it will be fine. You will have lower body fat, still healthy, normal, and a bit more muscle. You will just look better.
And before I went to bed. Honestly, I probably weighed myself 10 times today, and I went to bed knowing that tomorrow something has to change. To beat this plateau,
We're gonna start with a new approach. Burn more calories, plus eat less calories
Okay, literally exactly what I said.
equals more weight loss.
we started doing runs on harder routes, sometimes even climbing mountains.
It's also that you eat carbs and you spike your insulin all the time, which signals your body to store fat. If you would eat less starch, it would be a lot easier and faster.
Hey, you don't know me, Bear? Oh shit. Alright, I'm gonna finish my run.
Bear meat is supposedly super yummy. I've never had it, but I've heard of people who eat it raw.
I'm gonna just haul ass. That was fucking scary.
After a few days of doing this, we started dropping weight again. We are back on track on being like
Camels and beers? That's interesting.
We're going to an event, and I'm bringing you with me.
we're at an event of like-minded people like me. People that understand that they don't need rest. People that are tough, some even tougher than me.
There's someone I want to meet here. We'll find out.
You should in the first place listen to your family members if they truly love you, the people closest to you, instead of random people who are like-minded, because they don't have your best interest in their minds. They don't even care about you. They would just all talk themselves into believing the same thing.
Soon enough, who it is.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that there are such events, man. So there's an audience who watches a guy do push-ups and then they count how many he can do. Wow, that's super cool, man.
Just rest one day, please.
This question again? Let's go back to day 54 when I was first told to rest. A little over 2.5 weeks later, I lost almost another 20 pounds. I'm making insane progress. But to Emily, what she saw was a guy who ran until all his clothes was drenched in sweat. A guy who ran even when his feet was bleeding. A guy who realized that 12 miles wasn't enough, so he ran even further and further. And when he got injured again, swimming wasn't enough, so he started adding weights to his swim. And she knew if I couldn't make it to the wall, I'd... But the biggest thing she was scared of was that I was so obsessed with being tough. I was so obsessed with seeing the number go down. A lot of the days, I didn't eat, just so I could see some progress. And most days, I worked out more than I slept.
When Emily asked me why I have to work out this late, I couldn't think of an answer. So this stupid.
He has a kind of addictive personality. Can you even call this motivation? His mind works differently than the minds of other people. Not necessarily anything wrong with that. If he would use it for something that's good for him or for other people or whatever, he's really obsessed with this.
Thing. I said I rest when I sleep. She is not happy with me.
So when Emily asked me to rest,
Which way did I come from?
that's what she meant. Emily was the one that actually encouraged me to come here. We have a few more weeks of this challenge and I still don't feel tough. And I came here to ask David Goggins how to be tough like him. And during the Q&A portion of the event, I went up to ask, but someone asked before me.
People want this fucking answer that I can't give you. You have to go inside your heart and your soul. How the fuck am I gonna help you? Kobe. Kobe? That's a badass name. You have to explore, examine the insides of yourself. And what do you really want out of life?
I just finished the book and I realized I had a distorted view on Goggins this entire
Yeah, that's good, but this is not what you want out of your life, seeing as it feels horrible. It's as if he preaches everything that goes against it.
time. I felt like Goggins got strong because he was isolated this entire time, but he spent the last 5 pages of his book.
But Goggins is not strong. He talks about his depression all the time, like he basically doesn't want to live. What is strong about that? A strong and healthy human being wants to live and be happy.
Acknowledging all the people that made him the person who he is. My acknowledgement would probably only have...
What made him into who he is was a horrible upbringing, a lot of abuse in the military also, besides the family, and just a lot of torture and pain. And that's why he spreads pain and torture to other people. Like I said, one of the worst people on earth.
Me in it. And at this point, I don't really even know why I'm doing this. I got faster and stronger than I imagined, but if David Goggins can't help me, then who can?
What, the title of the book is Can't Hurt Me? Yeah, because you hurt yourself all the time? Or what is it supposed to mean?
Welcome to your journey. And the final thing I want to ask you to remember. Everybody's got their why. That thing that got you out of bed on those dark mornings, that got you out of the door on those long days. Don't forget your why.
How do you feel?
Because it's your why that will make you an Iron Man today.
If I had to answer, it's because I hate the person I was 100 days ago. The person who was obese and pre-diabetic. The person whose nickname was Fat Lard throughout middle school.
Yeah, it's understandable, but you become pre-diabetic because of your diet. You cannot eat a lot of starch, work out, and then change that. It doesn't work like that. You need to change your diet. And if you would have changed your diet, then you would be generally healthier and you would have lost the weight anyway. It's just all about diet in the end anyway.
Oh, that looks so good. And if I had to answer, I'm running away as far as I can from this person.
Oh, I don't know what to do.
I bet you...
Yep, for sure, that's it. Good that he realized it.
I've been running away from everything. My past, my weaknesses, my flaws. I was too busy running to see that I wasn't fighting this battle alone. I bumped into a dude named Sylvester.
Please post a long form video.
I know, I'm going to work on it.
You've been super busy probably, but your videos are so good.
Probably do like the full 100 days, so.
Yeah. That's good, man. You're on days. Right?
Yeah, today's 100. Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
We ended up riding the next 50 miles together. This is one of the first times where I actually enjoyed working out.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it always is. Some people in the comments of my videos say, oh, but I like working out. I like doing this sport. I like playing football, basketball. No, you don't like stressing yourself and kicking a ball, running around. If you would, then you would do it alone. But of course, you only enjoy the camaraderie, the people around you, the team. It's a team sport. Nobody wants to do any of that alone. If you would be the last human being left on earth and there would be a football stadium left, would you kick a ball around alone? If you like football, you like kicking a ball, then you would do that. No, it's never been about that. Nobody wants to do that. You don't see any kids running around by themselves. They just like to play with other children. And then the running is simply part of it. They also, of course, have a lot of energy because they are still healthy. Later, we become a lot unhealthier and have no energy anymore for anything.
100 days, I was telling myself that no one understood me. But maybe for 100 days, I'm the only one that didn't understand myself.
The next 100 miles
Deep.
is dedicated to you.
Thanks for being so tough when I was too busy running.
David Park, you are an Iron Man.
Thank you for everyone that was part of this journey. The run clubs that welcomed me, whether I at the time wanted to be a part of it or not. My family and friends that always supported me. You all for watching. Some of you that even encouraged me since day one. But most importantly, I want to thank you, Emily. I know you were worried every day for 100 days and wanted me to stop, but thank you for not stopping me. It helped me be able to find myself.
His girlfriend actually looked pretty nice. You should do everything to keep her, so to speak. Treat her well, because she obviously cares about you. She didn't like seeing you go through all of that. She probably prefers that you're healthier. Of course, if you're gonna be losing the body fat this way, it may appear that you're healthier, but like I said, if you're pre-diabetic, exercising and eating the same kind of diet isn't gonna help you. If this guy would have switched to an animal-based diet, and if he would have eaten fruits for carbs, just some here and there, he would have been a lot healthier. It was really his diet that made it harder. It's worse for the joints. You have even more inflammation in the body then, of course, besides the one that you have from stressing the body, the joints especially, by running on the pavement, the cycling and everything that he did. The diet really can make or break you when it comes to doing this kind of exercise, which I don't promote in any way. But if you do it, you do some kind of challenge for YouTube, then really your diet should be close to perfect. Otherwise, you're going to suffer so much more. You're going to have like 50% more suffering just because of a bad diet. And this was a pretty bad diet from what we saw. It's understandable that people don't understand what they're supposed to eat naturally, that they should be eating raw meat and ideally drinking blood. Even raw milk would have been a lot better, but eating some vegetable omelette and half of the dish was vegetables and all of this is so bad for you. Even if you wouldn't work out, you would feel bad. Having this kind of a body, this kind of a skinny fat body, which I think is what he looked like before, that only comes from a bad diet. Now he lost the body fat, maybe he even gained a little bit of muscle, as in he adapted his body to the exercises, which is basically what gaining muscle means nowadays. He adapted his body to the stressful lifestyle. That's what it is. He does look better now, for sure, but you cannot keep this up. You cannot eat a bad diet, but then exercise all the time, whether it's jogging, weightlifting, or whatever, endurance, resistance training, and then make up for the bad diet by exercising. It's not how your body works. It would be best to keep the stress low, and exercise is obviously extreme stress, so keep that at the minimum. Ideally just no exercise at all, and then eat as naturally as you can. If you want to eat cooked food, then eat an animal-based diet, sort of what Paul Saladino promotes. And none of this was needed. He just neglected his girlfriend in the end. Okay, now he's done with it. Hopefully it will be all fine. But at least he could admit that he was doing it all because he was running away from himself. That's what I always said about the videos and the Goggins reviews. He experienced a lot of trauma, pain, and he was always running away from it. That's all that you do. Because why do you do that? Why do you distract yourself with anything? Why do you not live in the moment? Why are you obsessed with your past, the future? Why are you living in your own mind, so to speak? Only because you have issues. When you're happy and healthy, you're fine with your life, you live in the moment, you enjoy the moment. When you have trouble from the past, you think about the future a lot. If you don't like your life, something about yourself, insecurities, whatever, it just leads to self-destruction. That's all that David Goggins promotes. And you could see that even though he lost the body fat, how is this going to help? Is he going to exercise for the rest of his life? And is he going to keep eating a garbage diet? Then he's just going to destroy his joints, create dark eye circles, and suffer from even worse health issues. Just severe depression. His girlfriend's going to leave him because she will not be able to take that anymore. There's nothing good about this in any way at all. At the end of the day, when it comes to your health and happiness, diet is number one. There's nothing else that's going to help you. And as I said, the more naturally you eat, the closer to raw meat you eat, the healthier and happier you're going to be. Thanks for watching.